Holy shit, it seems like forever since I've seen you guys. It's been like a week since how have you guys been? Well, in this past subsequent week, something kind of cool happened. PS4 was released. Yeah, I got that shit. I was all excited. I opened it up and it had a new electronic smell. You know what I'm talking about when you open the box to a new electronic device and you're like, smells good. If they had a cologne fragrance called New Electronic, I would apply that daily. In any case, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the PS4 thus far. I've been playing it for a couple days, so I figure, hey, why not apply what I have learned to you all? However, it is a system launch. Not gonna lie, when's the last time a system launch had great games? But the Nintendo 64 was like the last really awesome launch. Everything else since then's been, here's the system, don't worry. Games are coming. In terms of day one games, I'll actually give the Xbox One that. On Dead Rising 3 and Killer Instinct alone, good job, Xbox One. Dude, it's Killer Instinct. The game might suck ass. I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't seen reviews on it, but come on, you remember. Combo Breaker! Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. For my PS4, I looked at the launch games. I was like, it's not really anything I'm feeling except Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. Injustice Gods Among Us is really funny. It's like the more you play it, the more you love it. So I took the cheap route, got the Ultimate Edition of Injustice Gods Among Us because now I have a game and don't have to learn. However, it's not about that. First thing I'm going to talk about is remote play. It was promised by Sony that you can take a PS4 game, play it on PS4, and then take your Vita and link it to the PS4 and play your PS4 game on your PS Vita wirelessly. And you can, but you can notice a couple of issues depending on how OCD you are about that shit. If you're coming straight off the PS4 and you've been playing the game on the PS4 and then you play it on the Vita, you notice it's not in 60 frames a second on the Vita. It's about 30 max, but the game is completely playable. The only bummer is the resolution on the Vita is the same as it is on your TV. On your TV, you're like, oh sweet, I can read that text, and I've taken it for granted. Now I'm playing it on my Vita. I don't know what they're saying. Oh wow, that text is so small. You don't really think about what goes into porting a game to the Vita. They make the text bigger so you can read it on a smaller screen. But when you're doing remote play on your Vita playing a PS4 game, everything is exactly as it is on your TV, so the text is really small. Undeniably, the biggest frustration about remote play is you're playing the PS Vita, which just has an L and R button. But the PS4 controller has L1, R1, L2, R2. The L2, R2 buttons are activated by touching the back of the Vita, which is where your fingers lie, and that's always been difficult for me. I like holding my Vita with my fingers resting on the back, so it's hard to hold it without that. I was hoping you'd have a function to where you can link into the internet at your friend's house, and if your PS4 is linked to the internet at your house, you can link to it 50 miles away and play one of your PS4 games on your Vita. I haven't found that function yet. I hope they come out with it. I've heard people talk about how you can do that. I haven't found it, but that could be as simple as a patch down the road. Point is, day one, you have remote play, and I'm glad they weren't like, oh, remote play's coming. Here's PS4 on launch day, but don't worry, a few months from now, you'll have remote play. Right now, you have remote play, and that's actually really cool. It's important on a launch day to show what your system can do in a system interface and connectivity with other systems. I will say this, for remote play, the PS Vita to the PS4 has longer range, better connectivity, and is not line of sight like the Wii U controller. So if you're pissed off that you can't play your Wii U in your bed with the controller because it's line of sight and your Wii U is in the other room, don't worry, you might be able to still do it with your PS Vita and PS4. I like the home menu and interface of the PS4. The PS Vita, the song in the menu is really boop, boop, boop. It makes me feel like I just want to get on with the game or whatever I'm doing to get that menu music out. PS4 music though is very zen. It's like meditation music. You put it on and you just meditate and you go into a calm state. So I like the PS4 menu music. Good job, Sony, on that. The controller's really comfortable too. PlayStation controllers have really remained the same since PlayStation 1. Design, that is. I mean, they've all relatively looked the same. PS4 is the biggest difference. Feels like it's made out of a different material. It's softer. Analog controllers are really nice. It just, everything in there looks and feels cool. And that big black screen in the middle of the controller that's actually a touch screen, that really works well if you're doing an internet browser, something that requires a mouse. Now you have a mouse, well, like a laptop mouse. It's a touch screen mouse thing. Which it works for laptops, so I suppose it would work for PlayStation 4. There's not a lot to talk about right now for the PS4. It came out this last weekend. There's just a few launch games for it. But seeing this tech, you see what can come in the future. I would like a higher frame rate when doing remote play. I would like to be able to do remote play through the internet, not have to be be in the same house as the system, that would be awesome. I feel like in this technological wonderland that we all live in, I feel like these are possibilities. So we will see what happens. PS4 is like any other PlayStation system or any other PlayStation launch, which is like the female orgasm. It takes a while to get going, but once it gains momentum, it is awesome. Point is, Metal Gear Solid 5 is gonna come out for PS4 and it'll all make sense. So the PS4, have you played it? What do you think about it? And are you waiting for the Xbox One? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.